Welcome to Connecting Communities, a collaboration between people in Syracuse, New York, Bloomfield, New Jersey, and Macondo, South Africa. Connecting Communities provides people on both sides of the Atlantic Ocean an opportunity to learn more about one another through conversation. And to see, despite the 8,000 miles between us, we're more alike than we are different. This podcast is supported by the John Ben Snow Memorial Trust. For more information, go to unkululeko.org/podcast. Let's go.
It's been a long time, but then today, we're gonna be talking about relationships. Dialogue's gonna be our topic for today, like for 30 minutes, and then after, we're gonna be talking about cultures. Like everyone will be saying, like we'll be talking about their cultures and their values and what is needed for them, and like how do they represent their cultures. So guys, what comes into your mind when you hear the word relationship? Just be basic on what you think relationships are.
Well, when I think of relationships, it could be like a friendship or like more of a romantic relationship. You have like relationship with like your coaches, your teachers.
Okay.
Wait, Rachel, look at me like that. You have relationships with
I
your
got it
coaches,
now.
your
I
teachers.
just had to.
It's just like I would say it's
I
like
wasn't getting them.
your
also.
bond or like how you connect with somebody.
It's easier.
And it could be on different levels.
Hi guys, so what comes in my mind when we talk about relationship is a relationship between my dog and I, relationship between me and my church, a relationship between me and my books and school and friends. So yeah. Next.
Hey guys, I hope you guys are doing well. So, what comes into my mind when I hear the word relationships? Many different kinds of relationships come to my mind. It could be uh, my relationship with my friend, my family, my lover. It could be anyone else. And yeah, what I know is that relationships are diverse. You could have a relationship with a person with with the same race as yours, different gender, and there are all kinds of things. So for me, relationships are a diverse thing, and they're not much of a complex. Yeah, they're not complex.
I can hear that people are talking about the different kinds of relationships. So I'd like to know what you guys have, like what kind of relationship do you guys have and how is it? I'd like also to know about the advantages and also the disadvantages of those relationships. You can just dwell maybe on two.
Thanks a lot.
I have a pretty big family and a lot of siblings, so I don't have a good relationship with every single one of them, but I think growing up with them has taught me a lot, and having a lot of older siblings, it's allowed me to like have someone to look up to and follow in their footsteps. But I don't have that anxiety when it comes to the future when I talk to my brothers and stuff. And the bad thing about it is just it because I'm one of the oldest girls in my family, it brings a lot of pressure to what I'm gonna do when I grow up, and I'm gonna set the standard for the rest of my sisters. So it's important that I have a good relationship with them, and also that I'm setting a good example for the rest of them, because that's what my brothers look to me to do.
Just a follow-up question. You're saying that you don't have like a good relationship with every sibling. Why is that?
There's just a big age gap between a lot of us. It's like a 10-year, well, more like a 12-year age gap between the oldest and the youngest. So not every single person can like find things to relate on. Because my little sister and my oldest brother can't really talk about anything. But then me and my younger brother, who's only a year younger than me, we have a lot to talk about. So our relationships vary based on ages.
Okay. So in terms of friendship, how is your friendship relationships? This is not directed to you, to everyone. How's your friendship relationship?
Could go first.
My like friendship relationship, I think well mine is like it's really good because I can rely on them like they're my actual siblings. Like there are times where like my mother would like be completely out of lane and I would have to end up spending like the night at my friend's house. I can rely on them on a lot of things. They're very helpful. They also have helped me like in the past a lot. Like I've struggled with a lot of things and they've helped me get through it. Like my father's death, they've helped me get through that by passing time with me, spending more time with me, but and never leaving my side.
Nice. Yeah, also for me, I'm not really a friendship person, like I'm more of a family oriented person, but when it comes to friendships, I would say that I'm also quite lucky because I only have like, I don't know, less than 5 friends who are more like sisters to me, basically. They've been there. They've been there. They've had my back through most things. And I remember back in 2022, yeah, I was doing grade 10 back then. It was at those times of COVID. I remember because I wasn't living with my parents, I was living with my other relatives at another town, and my parents lived at another town. So I was pretty lonely and I missed my siblings and all that. That literally led to me having some sort of depression in a way. So the only people who I had back then were my friends from that town. So really I've been lucky when it comes to friendships because they really like checked up on me. They make sure that I was okay at all times. So yeah, with friends I kind of won, and yeah. Can you also guys share your perspectives on friendship relationships, please?
I mean, I think I have a pretty strong group of friends that I like at our school ITC. I've one will start next to me, but I have a really strong, like close, like knit group of friends that I can kind of turn to if I need something. And I feel like the relationship is likewise, so it's a very like mutually beneficial relationship.
Um, School wise, I have like my closer little group, but outside of school, I have like a lot more friends, some that I made through sports or just like friends in general, and I love them. Like we're really close. We hang out a lot. We talk like every day. We're just like it's like a big group of us, and I don't know. It's just like always good vibes with them, and it just like feels genuine.
I'm not gonna look at maybe friendship or anything. I'm just gonna look at relationships as a whole. So relationships need time firstly, and they also need management. So I would like to put a question on the table on how do you guys manage your friendships and how do you maintain them?
I think COVID was a big part in a lot of people's lives, and it damaged a lot of relationships, and it strengthened a lot of them too. So we kind of had to like learn to prioritize the people we care about more than others, and we had to learn as like we grew into high school. You could tell some people didn't mature as much as others, and some people were still stuck before quarantine, and you had to learn to let them go a lot of the time. It doesn't mean that you didn't necessarily like them, but you grew two different ways, and yeah.
As far as me, I would say like me, all my friends, we all have jobs and we do sports and stuff like that. So I mean, we just kind of try to find time who are free and like I mean, all my friends like are all about their school. Like one of my friends is 4 in his class, but like we just find time when we're all free, like don't have like a bunch of schoolwork to do or have work or anything like that. Yeah. Just, nothing. Sometimes it'd be like later in the day. Like last Friday, we hung out after one of my friend's games. So it was like later in the day, but we still found time to like enjoy each other.
Also, I just think that it comes with genuineness and understanding, mutual understanding between you and your friends. Because at the end of the day, you guys won't always talk. There will be times where you don't talk at all because you guys are busy, like you've outgrew things, you guys are doing other things, not always together. So I just think that it all comes with the genuine understanding and the patience between one another, because if a friend is gonna be mad at you for not talking to you for like a week or whatever. Like like for me, that wasn't really a friend because why would you stop being friends with me or be mad at me because I wasn't communicating with you because of me being busy or whatever. So I just think that when we are creating these friendships, we need to understand that we are not doing it in a form of having friends, right? It's all about genuineness and just having this connection with someone and understanding one another and understanding the circumstances around each other because we are different people and we have different lives and just being patient with one another. Yeah.
There's a saying that says, blood is thicker than water. But then I don't know whether it goes by age. I've realized that it's no longer like that. You know, you trust more people, more than your family. You trust your friends more than your family, and that it brings a discord in the relationship that we have with our family or siblings. So it's another thing that has been trending now. I don't know whether you guys have noticed it. This side, people are more comfortable talking to strangers. You know, you can just tell your secrets to strangers, not to your family members. So it's another thing that makes the relationships that we have with our friends or maybe family or colleagues at work, you know, yeah. So I just wanted to point that there's this saying that says blood is thicker than water, but it no longer applies now because of the circumstances or situations that we face. See.
Okay, so on that, I would say, families this side are more, I don't know whether it's only this side or you guys are also experiencing that, but they're very judgmental in a way and they're very comparing, like there's a lot of comparison happening at home. So they tend to compare you to your other siblings or cousins or whatever, and they tend to judge you instead of trying to understand you and the situation that you're going through. So the reason why we mostly like the teenagers are more comfortable talking to our friends than we are to talking to family members is because of the comfortability that we have created with our friends. We feel more safe with them. We feel more assured because they're always there for us. They was assuring us. They were supporting us in everything. They're not being judgmental at all, especially if you're friends with people who are more of like family than just friends. Whereas with family, before they could even try to support you, they're gonna start by judging you, start by comparing you, start by saying all the mean things that will discourage you. So it's a matter of having trust in people who you are more comfortable with than your own family, basically. I don't know what happened. I don't know what changed. I don't know why families like this nowadays, but I feel like most of us are experiencing that whereby we're feeling more judged by family than we are than friends.
Anyone relate to that?
So guys, does this apply to your relationships where you find like blood is thicker than water? Do you like guys have experienced such in your relationships?
Well, I have a little sister and she's not like there's not like a huge age gap between us. It's only a few years. And I've noticed that no matter how many friendships I go to, she's always a really big constant in my life. So no matter who or like who I'm not talking to, I always have my little sister. So that's something that I've noticed in that aspect.
Oh yeah, I can also relate. You can't see me, but I'm back here behind the video. Um, so and I back to obeying culture in our culture, the family is like the most important thing that we have. So I always hold a lot to family, and I trust my family more than anybody. So even if I have like, I grew up with someone for 12 years. If we don't have like the same blood, or we didn't grow up in the same household, no matter what, I will still always trust my family more than them.
Okay.
Um, adding to the saying that says blood thicker than water, I think to me it applies because of like no matter how many friends or no matter how I get in, how much I communicate with my friends, but then don't even try come to me by my family. I'm gonna eat you alive. I'm gonna eat you alive. Cause like the moment you start saying mean things about my mom or my brother or my siblings, I'm gonna say them back. Cause like you can say those things to me, but they my family, they my everything. I live with them. I've known them my whole life. So I think the saying blood is thicker than water still applies to me because like and they do apply to my friends, but they do not apply as they apply to my family to me.
Okay, so emphasizing on my point, that says that we feel more comfortable with friends than with family. By that, I don't mean that I'll let my friends disrespect my family. It doesn't mean that I love my family any less. My family is my priority. It comes first. I love them. I respect them. They're my number one. But it's a matter of there are things that we as okay, me growing up in a black household, there are things that I'm not really comfortable sharing with my family, yet I am comfortable sharing with my friends. So I was like talking about that kind of aspect, that there are things that we're comfortable with sharing with our friends than we are with family, just because we're scared of judgment. Because if we share those certain things with our family, we're gonna get criticized, judged, and like said all those mean things. But whereas when we are talking and sharing those things with friends, sorry, there is not really judgment because we all relate to this similar thing and we all understand each other. We all understand that we go through these things and all that, and they are more um, flexible in a way when it comes to certain things than family is. While relationships are a big part of our lives and they are part of our personalities, there are times when relationships start to become toxic. So, my other question is, when do you let go? Like, when do you realize that now is the time to let go, and how do you go about preparing for such a journey?
Letting go of friendships or relationships.
It's a lot. So I don't know if you can see me back here, I'm all the way in the back. I'd say as soon as you realize that the person isn't changing like what they're doing or their behavior, if it's toxic and you like if it bothers you deeply and if you know it's not right, you should leave immediately.
Yeah, just adding on that, if it disturbs your peace, I mean, like, why are you gonna stay in that relationship? You know, either if it's family, if it's toxic for you, it changes the person you are. The only way is to exit the relationship.
Um, adding on to the toxic relationships, I think it goes about how much you care about a person. Cause like their relationship can be toxic, but then it can be toxic in a good way, and it can be toxic in a bad way. When when I say a good way, when I say a good way, like I mean when like you guys like are in a friendship, right? But then like when someone else does something wrong, but like you just go sad and you like they have to say sorry, right? But then they don't say sorry. And like you have to tell them that what you did was not okay. And them not saying sorry will mean a lot. But then if you want the relationship to work, you have to forgive them.
Okay, so first of all, letting go is the most hardest thing it could ever think of. It needs you to have strength, it needs you to toughen up, because once you let go, there is no going back, because once you let go, you will have the thinking in your head that says, it's now over and there's no going back. You're just going to have to soldier on and carry on with your life. Sorry. So how do you prepare for how do you prepare for what am I gonna say? Okay. How do you prepare for the journey? You start by preparing mentally. Mentally wise, you tell yourself and your mind over and over again that it is now over. You just have to have the courage to let go physically. You just have to, you've already thought about it in your mind, but you have to implement it. And that's the most hardest thing, because seeing them every day, walking past them like you are not a part of their life. You guys, okay, it's a big thing, because you were once with them, you were once their friend, you once shared your thoughts and how you feel with them. So now it all goes back to step one, where you guys didn't even know each other. Like, how? What's that? How? Like, hi, man. But I have to say it is hard. It is hard. Hence, it starts by preparing yourself mentally on the fact that you have to let go now, because it's over and there's no turning back.
Just emphasizing on what she just said. I'm just gonna relate it to like romantic relationships. So I just think that it all comes with having these attachments with this other person, right? Because you're used to being with this person almost every day, because once you're in a relationship, you see your person almost every day, or just every day if you can. So you're used to seeing this person every day, I'd say, talking to one another, sharing good and bad times, sharing every achievement or downfall or whatever. So now letting go really won't be that easy, because you're already attached to this person. It really takes a lot of courage and strength, and it takes a lot of um mentality strength, basically. So what happens is that you have to, you have to really prepare yourself emotionally, because you can't just like move on from someone. You have to prepare yourself emotionally, take time to heal, and try to really forget about the person, even though it's not that easy. But sorry, I just think that it is mandatory for one to take the time to heal before trying to even move on with their lives.
Okay, I've had a lot of toxic relationships. And for me, it's like if like you show like some toxic behavior and stuff, I'm gonna give you the same energy, because I'm not gonna tolerate no disrespect and stuff like that. You take so for me, moving on is not like an option. Rather, like I'm not gonna let go of you. Like I'm not gonna let go. Friendships and like every kind, every kind. Because um
Well, I think those sorts of situations can be avoided because some people, you notice toxic behaviors as you start talking to them, but you choose to ignore them. You can spot some signs. It doesn't just come out of nowhere. You can spot some signs. She, or he is kind of toxic. So I think some of it can be avoided, but people ignore the red flags. Yeah. Thank you.
So referring to the question on how to prepare someone, right, for breakup. I'm referring this to all types of relationship, not only romantic. Could be a relationship between your parent or someone that you have lost, someone that was once precious to you. So as I said, breaking up is a sad thing. It's not as easy as it's said, right? So what I would give for advice would be to firstly analyze and prepare yourself mentally. So to you first analyze, what am I exactly living? What are the points? What are the good signs about it, right? So would you leaving this person actually benefit you? You as a person have to first understand that leaving this person could actually do a bigger change that is actually a good change. So, and sometimes to leave a person doesn't exactly giving them words. Actually, you just need to leave a person because actions speak louder than words.
On my side, I believe that in terms of any relationship I put myself in, I thoroughly believe that I need to see the next person happy. So if it means that you're not happy with me, I'm allowing you to go and be happy where you find happiness. So if I'm not making you happy, you're more than welcome to leave. And as painful as it would be, I would have to heal and be happy that you've finally found a happy place and a safe home.
And I'm referring this to me, Eli. Like if like I were to let go of a person, it would depend on if like it would depend like on how that person hurt me. Like it depends on how like if I cried over something you did, I'm gonna let go. But then it depends on how deep and how it meant to me and how it worked to me. Cause like some things can hinder you and like catch you like at night and find yourself crying over something that someone said, which means and there's a saying that words words are stronger than actions. 'Cause like words can hit somewhere where physical punches cannot hit. So, like being hit by words that are painful can make you change the attitude towards someone or try to forget as soon as possible and move away from a relationship. And I think that could be a reason for me to leave a relationship, no matter how. No matter how I was close or who that was, even if it was my family member or a friend or a romantic relationship, I would have to leave it.
Okay, so one of the things that make the letting go journey hard is, I have to say, it is attachment issues. I'm gonna speak for myself. Okay, sure. Okay, so I have attachment issues, right? So for me, living a relationship, it could be any kind of a relationship. So living a relationship where I was attached to the person is very hard and painful at the same time, because how can I just leave? Okay, so it's gonna be hard to leave because I know that I was attached to the person. So it all goes back to to what I said before, which is you have to prepare yourself mentally and emotionally, because also attachment goes along with emotions, where you have to prepare yourself emotionally to leave the person because you were attached to the person because of the things they did and said. So I think that being attached to a person to a point where it is hard to leave really meant a lot. It states that the person really meant a lot to you. So it wouldn't be just easy to just up and go from the relationship with the person you had.
For me, I think like my toxicity is too high. Yeah. So like if a person leaves, I'm not gonna beg. I'm gonna let them leave because nah, begging is it's not an option.
Toxic.
I love it. Guys, don't think about shit, man.
I think for me, letting go is something that I've personally really struggled with. Like even people that I haven't had contact with for years, I still think about from time to time and I still hold a place for them in my heart. But it comes down to like, is the relationship something worth putting your energy into? Like I've put my entire heart and soul into relationships. Like I'm talking like friendships, but like into relationships like friends and family, only to get only like a quarter of it back. And I've just kind of been like, there's no point to continue a relationship where it's not equal anymore.
About the whole attachment thing, I think like, well, I'm in a relationship, like a romantic relationship, and I don't think that I'm like attached. Like I think I value my own personal time and personal space a lot.
A lot to talk about. We have an enemy, which is time. And from this entire session, I just realized that while we're diverse, we're all unique in our own ways. Thank you to everyone for participating. Thank you to everyone on my side and on your side, guys, as well. Thank you so much. And see you next week. We love you so much. Bye.
Bye.